go to get my coffee a little bit ago, and I see a young barista I hadn't seen in a while. Like I hadn't seen this particular barista in a while. So like, hey man, how you doing? How's it going? And he's like, oh yeah, it's going well now. You know, I took a vacation. You know, just got back a little bit ago, and I can breathe now and think again. So yeah, it's all good and good. How about you? Like yeah, you know, I'm fine. I'm working, and you know, we got the podcast going on. He goes, oh yeah, man, that's cool. And the whole time going through my mind, how the fuck do you take vacations? Like, I don't mean like how, I'm not hating on the idea that a person would take a vacation. I'm just wondering about the economics involved, the mechanics of it, because I can't fucking do that. I can't just take a month off. And then it hit me. Oh yeah, this person is way younger than me. They do not have kids and a spouse and a 2 decades worth of debt to deal with. So yeah, it's back in the day. I probably could have took vacations too. In fact, I might have had taken vacations. I just don't remember because I was too fucking drunk at the time. All right, this is Tattoo with Children. I'm Flavor Ray, your host, and seat A and seat B. I have the Dread Pirate Benjamin. Across from us, we have Ci Oh No Pain. How you going, fellas?
Yeah, you know, it's going.
Yeah. The weather changed, guys. This is the reason the weather changed, and so did my voice. Okay,
Right.
so my voice is now a raspy, gravelly type piece of shit voice,
Right, right,
which I know is going to make my fans on the poll I put up
right.
on Twitter about
Right.
the favorite voice, which I'm winning
Yeah, you are.
hands down.
You are.
Uh,
Are you
What are you
surprised
gonna
by that?
actually I am.
See, that was the thing. I was kind of chuckling on the inside the
Yeah.
whole time I was saying that because you guys were giving me so much shit.
We were.
And like you were like, oh, he's doing this for himself. He's stroking his ego again. Man, if
Stroking
I need to
something.
stroke something, okay, it ain't gonna be my ego. All right, listen. Here's the deal. I knew I wasn't gonna win that fucking podcast. You got the motherfucking gold radio voice. I don't understand why no one's put you in radio before.
I've done a little bit of radio. I actually have, but it's been like, you know, a gig here, a gig there. It was never like a, you know, no one's ever offered me a show, and I think it's because every time somebody like put me in a radio room, I would do the show, and they go, all right, guys, let's go get drunk, and I would be fucking drunk for like 3 days after that, and they're like, well, we can't put this guy on the show. He's not going to show up,
Yeah.
and they were right.
No, I just would have brought you a bottle in the room.
Exactly.
I would not have let you out if
would
I
have
heard
said,
that voice.
Listen,
Yeah, I would
don't
have.
leave the room to get drunk. It just makes the show even better.
Like, homie, hang on, I got somebody. I would have called my best friend and be like, yo, bring me all the bottles right now. I got this guy in the booth, and he is never leaving.
That's
It's
right.
gold. So, all right. So I got on Twitter, and I'm on Twitter a lot, and I'm on Twitter as Hunter Vanguard, and I'm also on Twitter as Tattoo with Children. And I came across this story on at Tattoo with Children. If you follow the account, you probably saw me comment on it, where a young lady in college, a student athlete, has filed a federal complaint with somebody, Department of Education and Donald Trump, whoever she could find and listen to her, that she feels she's being unfairly burdened with unfair competition because of transgendered females.
Somebody needs to create a new meme. The Star Wars version. Help me, Donald J. Trump. You're my only hope for this girl.
That really, yeah,
That's-
well, but other people too. Continue the story.
So she's filed this complaint because she feels that transgender females have kept her, and possibly others. She's not sure, but she's pretty sure others. But her specifically, they've kept her from opportunities by beating her out of heats, the qualifiers, so that she can't get in front of the collegiate scouts and whatnot and show her stuff. And so she wants she wants some recourse. She wants some relief for this. I have an opinion on this, and I have not stated this opinion publicly, but I do have that opinion. And part of the thing about me is that I don't know a lot, but I often have strong opinions about things. And so whenever I have a strong opinion about something, I immediately think that opinion is wrong. Because I think most opinions are wrong, including my own.
Okay.
And so I felt immediately, because I analyzed my opinion on this for a while, and I couldn't find a flaw in it. And so that made me more sure that something's wrong in it. So I'm just going to put it to my two guys here, and of course to my listeners. How do you guys feel about this? Transgendered athletes, transgendered women in particular, they do have a physical advantage. Okay, they have a physical advantage being biologically male over biological females in strength and in certain skeletal differences.
Okay.
So, is this unfair competition? Should there be recourse for that? Should there be forced to compete with men, or should there be, as many people on Twitter posited, should there be a third dichotomy here, a trichotomy? You have male sports, female sports, and transgender sports. I'm interested in your thoughts.
Okay.
All right, what do you think?
I'm not sure. I love the conversation, but I'm not sure how far we can actually take it since, first and foremost, there's no transgender people here to I don't know.
They can definitely chime in
my
when they hear it.
my first response though is that the conversation, it's too early for the conversation. Now
Ooh.
that
Yeah, if Red Pirate Benz is too early for the conversation, then
He's
it's
always
damn
early, so we must be way early.
well,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean we can't have it. But what I'm getting at is you're talking about this is something similar to the issue of virtual reality. Everybody keeps talking about virtual reality. The problem with virtual reality is, everyone acts like the rich people have it.
Right, like it's
And-
a thing already.
Right, like that. Willow Smith is in her house today.
Like there's a Tony Stark out there with a table and he's
Yeah.
building shit and automating it. And,
yeah, and it's not happening.
no.
Right,
It doesn't exist.
Right.
There are no rich people who are in their house today watching a baseball game through virtual reality. I promise it's
I
not
mean,
happening.
Maybe
Right.
Zuck.
Yeah, well, but Zuck owns, the part of the world that Bezos has allowed him to own.
Right.
So, yeah, I went there.
yeah,
So-
my eyes got real big on that one.
So what I'm getting at though is I think it is a question of definition. It is a question of labeling. It is a question of, where do we go from here? But is it a question that this person should be addressing right now? Or I mean, they are addressing it, so they should be. But it's just real early in the conversation. I don't know that and this is not me trying to be politically correct. I struggle to hold an opinion here.
Okay.
I think there's a big piece of that in that the premise of the complaint is that the transgendered individuals are the ones preventing this particular person
Yes.
from being observed by the scouts,
Yes.
being fairly judged by the scouts.
Yes.
And I think you can judge the premise of that question, of that complaint, without judging the merits and flaws of having transgendered people in women's or men's league, respectively.
Okay, so explain the problem to me differently than Mike.
Okay, well, because Mike kind of sees it the way that I saw it originally.
Okay.
And so I can go ahead and put it in now. Because I didn't see this as a transgendered issue at all. Like, some people framed it as a women's rights issue, as like a real women's rights issue, where women are being unfairly treated, and there are no feminists here backing them up because it's about transgendered, and they went all there with it. I thought that was bullshit. I think that this girl who lodged complaint is a loser. I think she's a loser, and this is loser talk. She is not being seen by the scouts because she's not good enough. Because there were maybe 2, perhaps 3 transgender female that she has had to compete against, and they can only take 3 spots at most. The rest of the field also dusted her ass, and if she had beaten one of them, get into a qualifier, then she wouldn't have basis for a complaint. She's not good enough. So I don't think she's a loser because I don't say loser because she lost a sporting event. I say loser because she is blaming something outside of herself for her own limitations.
Okay, so, but explain it to me one more time. So, if I understand correctly, this person, hang on, they ran a race, and they did not win.
Correct. They didn't qualify. So a typical qualifier is there's two heats of 8. So you got to get into the top 14 or some shit like that.
Okay.
And she didn't make that.
And she's saying, or they're saying, does she have a preferred adjective?
I'm assuming
It's
since
she.
she's saying that she doesn't want to compete against transgender women, so I'm assuming she's picking she.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So she is saying that she did not get in because there was an unfair advantage.
Right, from the transgendered females who were in the race.
Of which there were 3.
Maybe. I think there was 2.
2.
Okay.
So 14 spots available. 2
Okay.
taken up by transgender. That means there'd be 12 other people that beat her.
Okay, no, yeah, this is not going to fly. I mean,
Yeah,
she
like-
just lost.
It doesn't. Okay. See, that's my whole thing. Like the Cauldron took this up as a, reason to absolutely go after this transgendered issue. Finally, it's like it's not fair, and we've taken inclusion too far. And it's not about that. It's about sports are always been about competition, and when you get beat, you get better,
Yeah.
or you don't.
Now, see, I'm a software developer, so arguably my statistics is, not great. But I don't even care which way you slice it. No matter where you put the transgendered individuals in the rankings, top or bottom or somewhere in the middle, it does not matter where you slice it. If she did not fall somewhere in that top ranking, right, and there were less transgendered people than there are rankings,
Yeah.
then she just got beat.
Like if there were, honestly, if there were
My opinion.
15 transgendered women in the race, and they blocked out all the women, and so all the scouts are gonna look at from this point forward is transgendered women, I would be like, all right.
Yep.
This is because
I can agree with that.
One of the things that she said was we're looking at the end of women's professional sports.
Right.
It's like, how did you even say that sentence and have people not slap you in the face?
Right. That doesn't fly. So the way I thought that you were going to frame the question, and I shouldn't have gone into it with an expectation, but again, these issues are so that everybody wants to kill everybody, and everybody wants to be mad at everybody, and,
Right.
and it's Friday, so you got a bunch of people looking for a reason to be mad today.
Right.
So I thought you were going to frame it in Jesse Owens' case. You remember Jesse Owens?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so this motherfucker goes out and wins every race, and every time they give out the medal, they're like, they give it to second place, third place, and fourth place.
Right.
Okay, so now see, Jesse Owen had an argument.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, hang on, guys.
And
I beat everybody.
Right.
And they're like,
that were
yeah, but.
If that were the proof, right?
Right.
Then fair enough. But
Yes.
But Jesse Owens was empirically
Right.
a minority,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And this woman, who is a cisgender woman,
Right.
Right.
Cisgendered white woman.
white woman,
Okay.
is empirically not a minority in this race.
Okay,
So
but
it
there's a
immediately kills the argument.
But there's a bigger no.
It doesn't kill the argument.
It doesn't kill the argument. I'm actually making the opposite argument.
Yeah.
See,
No.
Owen,
it kills
Owen,
her argument,
yes,
not yours.
yes,
Yours is correct.
Yes, Owen won.
Right.
and then was excluded.
Right.
But, Owen beat everyone.
Right.
And I think that's what Ray is getting at, and I think that's what you're getting at too, is that, yes, the sport is changing, but here's the deal. Sports have always changed.
Yes.
Like Barry Bonds, in the beginning, Barry Bonds was just a strong motherfucker.
Yeah.
And by the way, so was Mark McGwire.
He weighed like 180 pounds or something like
Sure,
that.
right.
And could do things on the baseball field, on the
Baseball
baseball
field.
field that no one in the world could do.
Right.
And he did them every night.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, like I would sit down with my cousin and watch nothing but reels of Barry Bonds. Didn't care about the rest of the baseball world at all for those 2 hours. While you watched Barry Bonds, because Barry Bonds was doing baseball in a way I didn't think baseball could be done. It was like watching Michael Jordan.
Yes.
You know, and so
And then even you and I saw the change, because we saw the same
Yeah.
change with Mark McGwire.
The exact same
Mark,
change.
Mark McGwire came out, and he was probably on a good day 198.
maybe.
On a heavy day he was 220.
Yeah.
But then he got the juice, and he went to 260, 270 real fast.
Yeah, it was overnight. All this, like, he went up to the plate one time. I was like, who the fuck is that monster?
Yeah, right. It
That's
was
Mark
like-
McGwire. I said, Mark McGuire is thin.
Right.
Who is
that's
that?
like Captain America is at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, literally. And then he hit the fucking ball,
Right.
and literally heard the ball scream.
Right, and it went out of the stadium, and everybody was like, "Was that a home run?" And the umpire was like, "What do we do? There's no ball."
There's no ball. I don't
Like,
know what you call that.
Like, is that a home run? Like, what do we?
Maybe give him 5 runs because that was outstanding. And so, and there's another aspect of this that bothers me as well. Like, I don't like the idea that if you don't qualify, then you don't get looked at. I don't know that that's true. I'll come into that in just a moment.
Doesn't matter if you're
Cooler, hotter than the cortisol, president or lose a box.
doesn't matter if you're
Cooler, hotter than the cortisol, president or lose a box.
doesn't matter if you're
So the other thing about this that bothers me is the idea that, okay, you don't qualify, so now all these scouts, and I'm putting scouts in air quotes right now, from colleges, don't get to see you. Like, these people, like, I don't know who they are personally. I've never met any, but I don't think that they're just morons. I think that they actually do this for a living. So they could probably see, okay, this person jumped out, 3 meters because they're physically gifted more than the others. Okay, so I'm note this person. Now let's look at the rest of the field. I think they're looking at the entire race, even though some of these people are outstanding. I don't think there's ever come a time in any sport where the scouts were just like, I'm just gonna find Michael Jordan and then I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find the top 5 and that's all I'm looking for. Like, that doesn't happen.
I mean, look, I've known salespeople like that, right?
Uh-huh.
I've known salespeople that they go after their white whale and they give up. I'm gonna get the Facebook client. Facebook's gonna be my client. When I get them, I'll be set for life, and I'm not gonna do anything more. But they're so few and far between.
Like, that guy, like, he's chasing his own tail for the rest of his life. He's not successful.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, they know that. Like,
He's
I don't,
literally Captain Ahab.
like, so it's an insulting professional argument to make that, okay, I lost this because of this other person. It was unfair, and now I need to be compensated in some way, or you need to change the rules.
Yeah, and also, it's just a tough argument to make in 2019.
Thank you.
I mean,
Dude.
she has email, right?
I'm assuming.
Well, I don't know. Send some emails. Like, get on painpoints.com and figure out how to make your resume better. I mean, like, goddamn.
Thank you.
Like, come on,
Seriously.
man. Like, straight up. Like,
How much of a fucking loser is this person?
well, and okay, but I agree with you. They're exhibiting loser
behavior, loser language.
But we both agree that does not make the person inhumane.
No, not inhumane. Not in. Yes.
Right. In other words, this person is not a loser and will not always be a loser. That is not the fact. But they
No.
are exhibiting, and this has been my argument for many, many years. Whenever someone say, well, that's an evil person. Look, man, I don't know if you can even decide that before history is up. I
Right.
think you can clearly judge that they have evil, it appears, they have evil action,
Right.
they have evil motives,
Right.
and they have very bad intentions.
Like
I
you
don't,
would-
I don't have any problem saying that.
the listener can probably hear that Ben has considerably more empathy than I do. My empathy quotient, I've had this tested, is very close to 0.
Really? When I don't remember this. We've talked about this before, so I do
Yeah.
remember it. When did we talk about this?
This was years ago.
Empathy,
years ago.
your
Your
empathy was
EQ.
tested?
Yes. You
Yeah.
can test it like IQ. You
Yeah.
can do EQ.
You tested mine and you tested your wife's,
Really?
and we scored almost identical on empathy.
And it was very low.
It was very low. It was
Yeah.
extraordinarily like it was so low I thought it was wrong.
Okay.
And until I started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, the truth is I'm kind of harsh on people at times.
I just wanted to shout this out because we didn't, when we did the episode where we talked a lot about emotional intelligence, Travis Bradberry is an author. He's considered one of the world's experts on EQ in business and out there. So I just want to mention that to the listeners. Travis Bradberry, if you're interested in learning more about EQ and emotional intelligence, is a good resource for that.
I'm just
Okay.
just FYI, guys. I'm going live for a minute.
Okay.
Our
That's
listeners
good.
really fucking love that.
All right, that's
I don't-
that's
I
good to
don't-
know.
I don't know what's up about
They
that.
are just hot to
it's
trot.
weird.
That's good to know that our listeners like to see your face while I talk.
It's-
So they
Right.
want to see you and hear me.
It's
Yeah, they
it's
want to hear.
the
They want to
best
hear
looking
your voice.
in
They want to hear your
podcasting.
voice. They want to see my face and this bottle of empathy
And that
wines.
bottle of empathy wines
Which
from
I'm very angry are still not open.
Right, that's true.
no, they've been sitting on this. Like, now this is where Gary Vee kind of fucks up
What's that?
because it's like if he had said, "Hey Ben, why don't you go ahead and pop that bottle
Yeah,
and tell us what you think of it,"
Right.
it would be open.
right.
And he hasn't done that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He thanked you for getting the bottle, for making the order, and he didn't say open it.
Right,
And so now it's just
exactly.
sitting here.
Gary Vee, listen up. You need to have another follow-up text that says,
Right.
pop that bottle and
Just
tell me how
go
it is.
ahead and text out, "Hey guys, if you got a bottle of empathy wine on your counter, open it, drink it, and tell me what you think."
Right. So before we go back into that story, one of the first people to join was Danica VC Media.
Okay.
And I met Danica and her husband Charles in Manhattan.
Okay.
So I flew to an empathy party. I flew to Jersey from Houston and went to an empathy wines party in Manhattan, and they were there. And it was pretty wild. So anyway, it's just interesting to me that you can make these connections in such a weird way when you don't. It's so easy. It goes right back to what we were talking about. The reality of the situation is this homeschooled kid from Texas, with a GED, no college education,
Right.
without having ever been there before, flew to Jersey,
Right.
caught a train into Manhattan,
He didn't even have his best friend from New Jersey.
right, went to an Empathy Wines party, drank some wine, got a hotel, slept for 6 hours, caught the train back to Jersey,
Yeah.
and came home. So this person that we're talking about that is saying that they're in an unfair situation, I just even with all my empathy, I struggle. And we're talking about empathy not because of Empathy Wines. We're talking about it because of a Twitter argument Flavor Ray had. But it discussion. Okay, argument's too hard. Discussion.
Not even a discussion. That was a trolling, but I'll get to that in just a
Okay,
second.
all right. Anyway, yeah, it's 2019, man. Like
Yeah.
I hear all these people talk about like I want to visit New York one day, and I'm like, it's $237.
Do it. Go to New
go.
York. Go to
Yeah.
fucking New York.
Like,
guys.
and they're like, well, I want to plan it out, and I'm like, see, now it sounds like you don't want to go,
Right.
because I just went and then I flew home and it was fine. Like I
Yeah.
love New York.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problem with anything.
I mean, look, you have a bunch of kids. Things you plan, right?
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
Things
Sure.
you don't plan, you and your significant other go to New York
Right,
and wander around.
or Chicago,
or LA.
or Denver.
Right.
Like they're cheap flights.
Maybe plan to go to Chicago. I don't want you to get a shot.
Yeah, Chicago's
Well,
kind of rough.
no,
I don't
just
know if people
shut your damn mouth in Chicago is what you do, and don't
Straighten your fucking head up, asshole.
don't talk bad about their version of whatever it is they call pizza and their hot dogs.
So-
leave those alone.
I went through Chicago once on my way to a cult boot camp that was up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I gotta say, I have absolutely no interest in going back.
See, that's interesting. I went to Chicago a few times, and I've loved it every time.
Really?
Like, I just love the heartbeat of that city. I don't like the level of violence in the
Sure,
city.
Sure.
but
Did you witness any violence when you were there?
I didn't witness any shooting violence,
Okay.
but there were tense moments several times.
Okay.
You know, and like it's just I mean, but it's tense in the way that you meet anybody new in a city that you don't know gets tense. You know, it wasn't anything that I felt I couldn't handle, but I knew that if I stayed there for too long,
Right.
like I was gonna have to
You just gotta
claim
get out of there.
I was going to have to try and claim a set in order to stay, in order to walk around.
Now, see, my problem
But,
with Chicago, it's like Ben. I was basically just passing through, and maybe I passed through exactly the wrong spot, and people would probably side with me on this. I passed through as arguably the asshole of Chicago, which is one terminal in O'Hare Airport, and it was bad.
Well, they
Like just
do.
even entering the airport, I was like, no, fuck this. I want out of here.
Fundamentally, Chicago is the worst airport I've ever been to.
Absolutely.
O'Hare Airport. My wife was just there a couple weeks ago, and she told me unequivocally that it was the worst flying experience in an airport she's ever had. Like the place is
And-
run down, it's falling apart. They haven't put a South Dakota pound that motherfucker since 1967. You know, it's just a piece of shit as far as she's concerned. She doesn't want to even go there for a layover.
And I bet you she's been through Atlanta.
Oh no, we were just in Atlanta.
Hey, are you using your phone right now?
I am not.
I need
using
to
my
take a
phone.
picture of this dope. I need to
He's-
take a
he's-
picture
he's
of
got-
this
he's got-
dope live setup. I just made.
He's literally set up
Apparently, we have just
while the
discovered-
podcast is going on. He set up a
Okay,
makeshift
I have
tripod
to-
of wine
Another-
bottles.
Hang on, I have to end the video, and now I'm gonna re-upload because apparently the live stream ended.
Oh, sorry
The-
guys.
Well, that was Danica. Danica was like, "Hey, there's no video."
Oh,
Hey, Mike, you need to get this from behind me though, because I'm looking at myself as I talk, and it's pretty fantastic.
all right. While this is going on, let me just. I'm going to go back to not the actual discussion we're having. Ben mentioned I had a Twitter argument. I didn't have a Twitter argument. Okay. See, here's the thing, guys. I have been on Twitter for 8+ years. All right. I am forged in the fires of flame wars past. You
Okay.
cannot get a rise out of me on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
like it's literally impossible. So if you're looking for somebody to, you know, you can go with the you mad bro. I
Right.
ain't that guy.
Right.
But I do know all the buttons to push on a motherfucker that is new to the game.
Right.
You know, and I enjoy that immensely. Like I'm an old head.
Right.
So when I see a motherfucker trying to do work, you know, I was like, all right, let's help him out.
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna make him pay his dues.
Right. Right.
And so this dude on this transgender thing, the girl's complaining. He chimes in with, "Well, why can't we just have it just men and women? People are already happy with that. Now they're trying to mess it all up with all this transgender stuff.
Right.
You know, everyone was happy with it." And I said, "Well, the truth is, now I was not trying to get on his bad side immediately, but I was like, the truth is, people have been upset with that dichotomy for a long time.
Right.
Most of them were women."
Right.
And he comes back, "Well, can you prove that statement?"
Right.
And I knew I had him.
Right.
I had his ass at that point because they've been arguing about Title IX since, what, 78, 79, somewhere in
Yeah,
there?
somewhere right in there, they've been arguing. that.
So it's like, all right, and I typed in, just do a Google search on boys and girls sports complaints and look at the first 5 articles.
Right.
You
right.
know, it just shouldn't take you long. He goes, no, you made the claim, so the burden of proof is on you, which I expected. And so I immediately hit with, no, you do your own work because you're trying to have a discussion. So educate yourself. It's not my job to educate you.
Right.
And then I think Mike would read the rest of it, where I just basically kept calling him childish
Right.
and making like emoji faces at him.
Right.
And he was getting madder and madder and madder. And it really degenerated on his end. And I would just laugh my ass off. I was like, here's how you make an argument on Twitter. Make a false claim and then, God. So I say all that to give you guys a little primer on how to have a discussion on Twitter, all right? I'm actually going to help you out.
Okay.
Step 1,
Step one,
don't.
don't try to have a discussion on Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter is very few characters, and you can impart very few ideas.
Okay. So see, this is why I haven't joined Twitter. 'Cause- So you're gonna actually help me out here.
Yeah.
Okay. So what am I doing?
Okay. So Twitter is where you go to basically vomit out your thought or opinion on a thing.
Okay.
Now, it can be on anything. It could be on you, it could be on me, it could be on the world, it could be about nothing, or it could be about something.
Okay.
You can put up pictures, you can put up, short videos. There are all sorts of ways of doing it. What you cannot do is actually have a meaningful discussion.
Okay.
You can't, like, it. I know that literally all of Washington, D.C. is communicating all of their secret ideas and all of their big plans through Twitter right now.
Right.
You cannot have a discussion on Twitter on any meaningful level on any subject. It's impossible.
Okay.
All right, so step one, don't attempt that. But if you do, before you speak, go ahead and run your idea through Google one time. Okay? Just look at the first page of results and see what the rest of the world thinks about your idea.
Okay.
Because if you're going to start spouting ideas, other people, like me, are going to go to Google. And then I'm going to say, hey, why didn't you read the first 5 articles on Google?
Okay.
Because not reading those first 5 articles means you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
And this guy kept asking me for proof. Do not ask anybody for proof. Why? Because proof is impossible. I can't prove shit to you through the internet. Mike can't prove shit to you through the internet. That's not a thing that you can do through the internet.
Right.
All I can do is point you to articles with other people with opinions.
Right.
That's as much as you're going to get. So stop trying to think that you're going to come to a conclusion of an idea.
Okay. But again, I still don't understand the purpose. If we're not having a discussion, what are we doing?
Oh, the purpose of Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, there isn't one.
No, there is one. It's explain to us. Inflate your own ego.
Yeah. I mean, it's ego stroking, dick sucking.
It's yeah.
Dick sucking,
It's
filleting.
Marilyn Manson style dick sucking, like
Yeah.
cut out your own ribs and
Bend
do it
over
yourself.
and lick
Okay.
your own
so,
taint.
so if I understand correctly, you're literally you're posting a certain amount of characters to make yourself feel better.
Yep.
Or make other people feel worse. That's also a thing
See,
you can
the,
do.
the entire
Anything that makes your ego more existing to you is what you can do on Twitter.
the entire idea that Jack Dorsey, fuck Jack, had was microblogging.
Okay.
Because writing a full blog on LiveJournal was too fucking hard.
Right.
Okay?
If anybody remembers what LiveJournal was, don't remember what LiveJournal was. It was terrible.
And so he said, what if people could write a journal in a text?
Right.
And that's exactly how Twitter was born.
Which is an interesting idea.
And literally writing a journal or a diary is for your own self. It's not for anybody else.
Okay.
Now, the other purpose of Twitter is, of course, porn. Is one of the few platforms out there where you can still just post all the porn you want to, and they don't give a fuck.
Okay. All right.
Fourth idea on Twitter. Okay, if you're gonna have a discussion on Twitter, please, guys, don't feed the trolls. All right. If somebody is saying shit that doesn't make any sense and doesn't make sense to you, doesn't make sense to anybody else, don't give them too much attention, because that's all that Twitter is for, ego stroking.
Okay.
If you feed them, they're gonna come back for more, just like a goddamn cat. Leave that shit alone.
Okay.
And 5, the mute button is your friend.
Okay.
Not the block, the mute. If you block them, then they will know that they're blocked, and then they can come back at you from a different direction. If you mute them, they're going to keep screaming into the wind, and you won't hear shit. And that's my method of
So much more
fighting back.
satisfying.
It's so much more satisfying. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break on that note, and we'll be right back.
I carry the club like Neanderthal. The choir got everybody dancing, dog. Yell on that X, I'm a sentinel, standing tall. No time to stand still, please don't meander, dog. They're throwing jazz at me to challenge my rap savvy. I sway like Callaway, I'm ahead, you'll never catch me. Ain't worry about it unless I say
So,
Christmas.
CAO No just pointed out to me that we have a good-sized viewership north of the border from Canada. I just want to say, guys, thank you. Thank you for downloading and listening to us. I've always loved Canada. I have never been there, but I've always loved things that come out of Canada.
That's
Michael
re-
J. Fox.
That's really weird.
I've never been to Canada.
No, that you love things that come out of Canada.
Dude, Canada produces good shit. They
I-
produces
I
great
absolutely-
people. The
Letterkenny.
Beastie Boys,
Mm-hmm. Beastie Boys, Letterkenny.
Poutine,
Oh
Okay.
God, poutine is fucking amazing.
Tim Hortons,
Jesus.
All right. I mean,
maple
that's-
syrup.
Okay. All right. So you guys love. One of our listeners says Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan fucking Reynolds.
Dude, like, okay, I'll be honest with you. I don't love that the Toronto Raptors are holding the NBA trophy hostage right now.
Right.
But I would rather go to Canada than Japan or some
That's
shit.
some shit Canadians do, though.
That is
You
true.
put shit in your attic and you never find
And
it.
you never
again.
find that shit again. No.
You know what? I want a poll for our Canadian listeners.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Would you
What's
rather
up,
be
guys?
referred to as America's hat or America's attic? I think those are the two things I've heard them referred to as, and I want to know which one is actually better from a
Okay.
Canadian.
Okay.
All right, well,
All right.
that's
America's
fine.
Head or America's Attic.
Sure, all right.
I'll put that in.
So we got Canadian listeners. That's,
Guys, I just want to say
Love you
thank you.
guys.
I just want to say thank you because I know it's one of the things that you try and do in Canada is stay warm, and if I can do that for you with the sound of my voice, I am going to take that responsibility very seriously. So back to America, deep America.
yeah.
Me and Ben have been around each other for a long time, and one of our favorite things to do in the past
Yeah.
was because I have a daughter, he has a daughter, they're around the same age.
Yeah.
And one of the things we love to do is to take our kids and just walk down the block or something, just like take them
Right.
around and just look at the people staring at us and look at those two interracial men
Right.
in a relationship walking their kids. What do you
Right.
think of that?
Right.
Like
And
the-
our two daddies.
The look on people's faces is so priceless, and
Yeah.
we just did it all the time. Like
Yeah.
and the kids weren't aware of it. We're just kind of walking them around,
Right.
and we're just cracking up, saying, "Why is that woman dropped her soda?"
Right. Yeah.
We're just like,
That woman literally dropped her brand new soda on the ground because you and I were walking next to each other with our daughters. We're just having a conversation.
Just
we're just
talking.
walking down the block like it's not a big deal.
I mean, literally,
And
that-
she just like trips and her jaw drops and her 22 ounce, Dr. Pepper goes all over the sidewalk.
it's like because this,
You know?
it's like the interracial gays are taking over. This
Right.
is the death of
I
America.
was going to ask you, before you went into the whole dropping this soda, have you ever seen someone like throw their hat in the ground and exclaim something along the lines of,
Right.
dang, I didn't know they were also interracial and gay?
Right. So,
No, because we're still fucking tattooed.
Right.
So they're scared as well. Like,
Right.
if I say something, you're gonna come over here and beat shit out of me.
Do you remember that
in
episode?
front of his daughter?
Do you remember that episode of Seinfeld where they where Kramer pissed off the gay community?
Yeah.
And they're like chasing him around New York. Okay, so that's
When you do travel to New York, people do not piss off the following communities: the gay community or the Jewish community. You will be in big trouble either
right.
way.
So Ray and I decided yesterday we were going to take our daughters to Hobby Lobby.
We hadn't done this for years. I mean,
Yeah.
for literal years, we have not
Yeah.
done this. And if you
You
don't
guys
think,
are really going for the interracial gay twist in this, aren't you?
Yes,
like I
we
don't
so
I
are.
don't know if people from Canada or other places know what Hobby Lobby is.
Right.
Hobby Lobby is basically your grandma's arts and crafts. Like her that little drawer that she keeps with all the shit in it.
Right.
Well, they made a whole store like
Right.
that, and it's organized about the same way.
Right.
And so, and it's all there for people who make shit on Etsy,
Right.
and it's all there for Jesus. Okay.
Right.
Now, the Jesus that's there for is not the Jesus you're familiar with. It's the Jesus that doesn't like the gays and that eats Chick-fil-A.
Supply side
and-
Jesus.
Supply side Jesus. That's the one. This is the Jesus of the Chinese
Yeah. See. that's-
manufacturer.
Right. Yeah. It's a store full of very inexpensive items produced by China.
And it's
And-
all produced by China.
Yeah, all of it, 100%. Like I went through labels and like it's crazy, man. It'd be like Oklahoma, Louisiana, like Missouri, but right under it says made in China.
Every
Made in
time.
China.
Every live, laugh, love sign you've ever seen
Yes.
was made
It
by Chinese
all
people and sold in
came
Hobby
to
Lobby.
Hobby Lobby,
Yeah.
and that's where you buy it. And so I walk my daughter and his daughter, and we're walking through the door to Hobby Lobby, and my daughter immediately sees the Christmas decorations open. And you know, this is what, October, what is the date? The 10th, 11th, 12th?
11th.
Yeah,
11th? It's the 11th of October. My daughter goes, we're not even at fucking Thanksgiving. What is this Santa Claus doing here?
Right,
She's
right,
livid
right.
before she even gets
right,
into the
we
place.
barely walk in, and your 9-year-old daughter is like, "What the fuck is Christmas doing here?"
It was so good. I'm so proud of that little girl. And so you walk in, and I just have a feeling that, Ben, we're gonna get one in here. We're gonna get
Right.
somebody
Oh,
in here
yeah.
that thinks that we're gay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so we're walking around. We're looking for stuff for buying the kids. We went there for a purpose. We're buying the kids supplies for an art project. And I turn around. I turn around and I see this lady, and she has one baby in her cart and one just hanging on to her skirt, and she's going through fabric. She looks up, and her eyes are as big as dinner plates.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
literally, like the kids, mommy, pulling on her skirt, and she can't even
Right.
respond to this kid.
She
Right.
goes
She's-
full anime.
The baby like the baby like hits her in the arm. She like glances down for a second, looks back up, and she just
Right.
her eyes are just big.
Right. And the look on her face is, for anyone wondering, like, are they gonna kiss?
Like, literally.
Like, are they gonna? And all we're doing is walking our daughters through the store, like looking for buttons
You guys
And-
totally should have kissed.
and like pretty things, and this woman is like literally about to like break a mirror in Hobby Lobby.
in Hobby Lobby,
because she
staring at
just
us.
just like she's seen like, I don't know, a lion or a giraffe or some shit, like.
I head nod to Ben to like look at her, and Ben like looks over his shoulder, and he just can't handle it.
Yeah.
He just like cracks up in the middle of the store.
Right.
And I was like, I wonder if she knows at this point that she's being stupid,
Right.
but she doesn't. And so what happens is, in that same area that she is, she like goes around like tells me, hey, there's a gay couple over here with their kids.
Right. Yeah.
And so literally like 20 women all of
Yeah.
a sudden just flood that area
Right.
of the store.
Yeah. So
And they're
Ray
all
and I.
But
looking
you
at us.
literally have no idea, right?
Uh-huh.
If they're excited about it because they're mad or because they're like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Right,
I
I
have
don't
no
exactly.
idea.
I don't know.
We're such a progressive community. Look at what we're doing.
Oh my God, it was
And-
so good.
And so Ray's not wrong though. Like we take our kids to this one area of the store where the what was that thread called?
Embroidery thread.
Embroidery thread, because they're gonna make some friendship bracelets.
And this is how you know Ben's not actually gay.
Right.
Right.
And so we're in this, and there's no one there. There's no one in this whole section of the store.
Yeah.
They're all at the Christmas place, you
Right.
know. And so there's no one there. And within like 5 minutes, dude, everybody is
Like,
in
literally.
the embroidery thread aisle.
We
and
couldn't
I'm going
even
like,
walk around.
going like, what are y'all doing over here? Like there was no one over here.
It was so great.
And then we run into this mistake. Well, I didn't run into this mistake because I've been there before. But Ray tries to find an employee to ask.
This wasn't a mistake. This was a ploy to get content.
Where the Scotch tape is in Hobby Lobby.
Okay, so my daughter needs tape, and we can't find tape in Hobby because, like I said, it's your grandmother's drawers, so it's organized like shit, and there's no labels on any of the aisles. You don't know where anything. And Ben goes, "Well, the tape is probably near the paint supplies." I figure he's about right, but I'm like, "Hey, we're not gonna do that." I stopped this employee. I said, "Hey, what kind of tape do you need?" She said, "Scotch tape." So, okay, hey, employee, where's the Scotch tape?
Right.
And he goes, that's probably in the craft section. So if you go all the way across the store, 20 aisles into the corner, there's probably Scotch tape over there. I go, all right, cool, that's what we're doing. And everybody, let's truck on over here.
Right. So,
So
the
we
girls,
go through-
The girls lead out.
Yeah.
We follow, not hand in hand, but we follow close together.
Right.
Should have been.
And they go through the first aisle, no Scotch tape. Second aisle, no Scotch tape. Third, fourth, and the kids are like, "What the fuck is going on here? There's no." Why would you even put this over here? Like they are getting angrier and angrier as they go through, because they're starting to realize what I'm trying to teach them is that this whole place is bullshit.
Right. And seriously, Audrey is just like, we're going to have to go down every aisle.
Right.
And my daughter, on the other hand, is like, we're going to have to go down every aisle.
Right. she's going to say, "Hey, Archie, look over here. This looks like a screwdriver." And, well, yeah, it's not tape though. I mean, it's like it's
Right. And she's like, it's a hammer mixed with a screwdriver, and it's painted pretty colors. And Audrey's like, Ava, we are looking for
We're
Scotch tape.
looking for tape.
We're on our 33rd aisle. Keep going.
And I'm just watching this happen because I know Ben has already gone over to the painting supplies and gotten the tape. And so he eventually comes over, rescues the kids, shows where the tape is, and as we're walking out of the store, we go to the little impulse section right by the cash register, and right
Right.
there,
Right.
big as Jesus, there's a
Right.
Scotch tape.
All the Scotch tape. All
right,
of it.
right there. It's like, this is exactly why America doesn't work. America doesn't work because we do not hire our employees to do a job.
Right.
We hire them to fill a space. Until we start hiring people to do actual work again, I don't think we really have a chance of reclaiming our economy and, quote unquote, make America great again. It's not going to happen.
Right.
All right? It's not going to happen because I don't think it's really what we want.
Right.
I think what we want is our Chinese goods and our Chick-fil-A sandwiches
Right.
and to go about our day.
Well, if the NBA keeps fucking tweeting China, we're not going to get any of those things.
And yeah, we're going to lose all that shit. Thanks a lot, Houston Rockets,
yeah.
for fucking all of our, losing all of our goddamn basketball money that we had over in China.
Right. No more live, laugh, love signs in our house.
No more. Ben's got to post this on Instagram. He bought a journal with
Right.
a pattern on it. Okay,
Right.
it's like a printed on pattern, and he just on a whim just wiped it down with some cleanser to just try and clean it off. It was dirty,
Right.
and the whole goddamn pattern came off with it.
Right. Yeah. The
It's not
entire-
just a white.
like-
Entire pattern.
Yeah, like literally, you can just take a base rubbing alcohol and just wipe it over the leopard print,
and it's gone.
and the leopard print is gone. Like it's like they airbrushed it on with like lipstick or something. Like it's super weird.
It is so crazy.
And it's $29.99 at Hobby Lobby.
It's $30
no,
people.
That's why I don't fucking do that shit.
yeah,
it's
like,
$30.
What the actual hell?
It's like,
I
dude,
like my leather-bound and moleskin notebooks.
and it's
shit like
made in
that.
China. As long as China is winning that hard,
Right.
they can turn 30 cents into $30. We're not going to win this fight. Like, I don't even know why you
so
even-
many people were obsessed with Alibaba and I want to do drop shipping. I make so much money drop shipping.
Right,
Doing
right.
the same thing Hobby Lobby's doing, selling low-grade notebooks at $30 a pop,
Right.
right? I'm like, it's all garbage. I would
Right.
never sell that garbage
It's
because now
trash.
my name sucks.
There is a lot of people now, but I think that's the great thing about this weird political time we're in, is that it really does bring out art. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, and so now you've got, instead of people trying to get rich off of drop shipping, in the next 6 months and moving to the Caymans, you've got people going, you know what? I think I want to make arrowheads for the rest of my life.
I want to put in some work, but
Yeah.
do something I'm proud of.
Exactly, and
like-
it's gonna
yeah.
take me. And it's gonna take me 10 years. You know?
Does anybody do blacksmith work in this area? Maybe I should be a blacksmith.
No, so
I actually know people who do it.
yeah, no, and I know a guy. I'm actually working on a logo for him right now.
Really?
Yeah, he does incredible blacksmithing work. Like he makes knives and like barbecue,
Tongs and shit?
yeah, tongs and
Utensils,
yeah,
yeah.
utensils. There you go. You guys went to school. I'm so proud of you.
There's they actually had and maybe the same guy who taught blacksmithing up at Miller's Crossing in Knack, and a guy who used
Okay.
to work with Elliot, Trey, learned a lot from him. Is doing his own little blacksmithing, but he has to get his own place that he owns before he can, really got to build a forge, and it costs about $500 or so to build a decent forge. So there's some investment in it, but yeah, people still do that, and I absolutely love it because it is a hell of a workout and extremely dangerous.
You know what? We really ought to get a forge in here.
Yeah,
on
we
the,
could
in,
do
the,
it.
in the in the other side of the village over here.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we gonna do with a forge?
Melt
Dude,
shit.
you got a forge. You can melt shit and build stuff out of metal.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we could do some Mad Max type shit.
We could, but
Yeah.
I don't want to.
We could build our own Iron Man
I
outfit. I could
do.
be Tony fucking Stark.
Build an Iron Man outfit. That is
I
dope.
could be fucking Tony
You
Stark.
guys,
I could build a
watch-
kitchen knife. All I need is a kitchen knife, too.
Will you be my roadie?
You guys watch.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll be War Machine. I don't give a fuck.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Like, I know that was racist, but I agree with it.
All right, John the Berry says we could make our own nails.
We could make our own. We can make our own fucking
Yeah,
nails.
for when they come to crucify me.
Hey guys, use these Black Spot branded nails.
I'm gonna tell
I
you
got the
something.
nails right here.
Got lumber in the back.
I'm not opposed to having a forge to build shit we want to build shit we want to build just because it's cool, right? But for
Right.
building our own nails, I'm pretty sure the cost benefit analysis I would do on that would be heavily not in the favor of building the nails.
Why is that?
It takes a lot of time.
Does it really? I'll think
It's
you just need a mold and some melted metal.
Yeah,
pour it in.
but that's the thing. We don't have anything else anymore.
I
Like
guess
that's
that's true.
that's the amazing thing is all people are finally starting to figure out. All they have is time.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true.
Like it's really.
And it's really not that valuable. You think it is? It's really not.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, we could go different ways. Maybe another podcast we should talk about time.
Yeah.
I know some of our listeners are going to have really interesting,
You wanna talk
thoughts-
about time.
Thoughts on time.
I got master's level knowledge of time.
Well, and also, but I'm going to fuck with you about that because
Yeah.
I think it could be twisted and turned upside down and backwards.
Oh, you have no idea.
And like no one else agrees with me on this shit.
No,
like,
no, I agree with you. Like, dude, when we talk about the universe, I'm gonna fuck all y'all up right now. Like,
As
all
long-
you people in Canada that just tuned in,
Right.
buckle up, Buttercup. I'm coming for you.
Right,
There's
right.
no doubt
As
about
long
that.
as that conversation also evolves into the relationship between quantum physics and consciousness,
Of course.
I'm down.
Of course.
No, it doesn't evolve into that. That's where
It
we
start.
Oh, perfect. No,
Yeah,
we're good. We're
yeah.
golden.
We start there and we just keep going.
I start at the metaphysical and work into the physical.
Prepare yourself for a
Get
14-hour
ready for
long
that in the
episode.
future, guys. In the
You know-
meantime, this has been Tattoo with Children. I have been your host, Flavor Ray. You can find us on Instagram at Tattoo with Children, on Facebook at Tattoo with Children. You can find us on Twitter, even though I don't really like it that well, but you can find us on Twitter at Tattooed With because
Fuck Jack.
fuck Jack.
Fuck Jack. Love y'all though.
And you can find me on Twitter at Hunter Vanguard. It's all one word, Hunter Vanguard. If you do find me on Hunter Vanguard and you want to have a discussion with me, just know that I am much more abrasive on Hunter Vanguard than I am on Tattoo with Children. I will come at you pretty hard. You can find me on IG at Madara Shadow. You can find Ben on IG at Black Crow Brother and at Black Spot Tattoo Company. And you can find Mike Payne at CIO Payne and at Payne.points.
That's correct.
And we can find us on the next podcast. We'll see you then.
Peace.
Love you.
Later.